Guten Morgen und willkommen in meiner Welt aus Deutschland. Hi, everybody. I am in Germany, and I'm so sorry that it's been such a long span in between my. I'm going to move this up a little bit. I'm live, so with live you have technical difficulties, and I didn't like that angle. So there we go. Um, I have been sick, so that's why I've been down and not actually filming a whole lot. But before we get started, I have new subscribers. Thank you guys. All your subscribers are awesome. I've gotten some really neat tricks and tips and um, hooked up with a couple people that have been here or are here from America, and we talked about a couple of issues. Of course, I'm the oldest one usually sitting at the table, but I have 3 new subscribers since I've started this journey, and I would like to thank them for joining us and joining our family, our travelers express, if you might say. So, Bookish Spider just subscribed today, I believe. And then Timothy Bantle a couple of days ago. And then Jasmine Ginger, she joined us when I was in Scotland. So you guys participate. Let us know what you would like to hear, see, experience, or you want more information on. And I'll do my best to do that. If you guys have subscribed because of my how-to videos, I'll be doing those with my German granddaughter here. I will be looking at some of the caravans here in Germany. They are incredible. I found some locally, some sheep herder wagons that I'm hoping that I can show you guys for the ones who look at Vardos. Um, then, of course, we're going to go on the whole trek of how do you get here? What happens? I don't know if anybody is aware, but by 2021, Americans are going to have a visa to come into Germany. So if you want to come now. I'm just saying. Um, I was told in the US when I was trying to figure out what exactly to do and how to do it that I should just go to Germany and then, get my extension and everything like that. I've had Germans tell me that. I've had Americans tell me that. I've had officials tell me that. And you can do that. Um, as an American, you have a little more latitude. One of the other things I was told just yesterday when I went to the registrar's office, you have to register residency registration so I can get a can't even talk. So I can get a residency permit, which also goes into the visa office apparently. When I asked her about the different visas, and because I'm an artist and I still do work for friends and clients in the US, I would be creating them here and mailing them to the US. Would that be considered working because I'm here in Germany and I didn't want to break any laws? And she said, I'm an American. I can work. The only time I can't work here is if I'm a student. If I'm a student, I cannot work. So there you go. And I guess that's because they want your focus on your schoolwork. And I've noticed that I was told the bureaucracy is going to be horrendous, and you've got red tape here and this and that and everything. As for an American, it can be quite confusing. But when you start noticing the trends, it's not that they are, you know, super oriented on making it hard for you. It's they want all the information. They want to make sure you can support yourself. They want to make sure you have insurance. They want to make sure that you're not going to be a drain on their society. They want people who want to be part of the society here. And that also goes with integration and being able to speak the language. I am working on speaking the language. And in fact, I just did a placement test with a school. I'll be going down there as soon as I get my car back, and I'll explain that in a second. To register. Once I register, I'll have a little thing from them, and I will include that in my packet when I go back to the residency permitting office. She gave me a couple things I needed to get. She didn't say anything about the schooling, but that just helps. Not that I would be getting a student, I would not be getting a student visa. They may give me a language visa, but I also have a letter of invitation. And we'll discuss that too. So the first thing first, when you go into the residency offices, if you're in a big city, and I went to Heidelberg, well, I went to two. The first one made a mistake on the paperwork and couldn't ask or answer any of the questions we were asking, and she didn't speak English. So I was relying on my daughter-in-law to do the translation in that. And sometimes things just don't translate correctly. And she ended up putting me down, not my daughter-in-law, the lady at the office, ended up putting me down as living in this house by myself, which I am not. I am part of the family. I'm living in the house as a family member. So I couldn't turn that paperwork into the registry office in Heidelberg. And I found them through, going on the Heidelberg .de and going through their different sections. Now, they don't have the website up in English, at least not the mobile website, because I'm having to do everything on my phone. But Google Translator actually has been automatically translating the websites for me. So that's been a big help. When I went down to the office, because it said I could, ask questions and stuff like that, you walk into this big room. There's no receptionist. There's just this kiosk thing that says in German tickets. And luckily, the kiosk gives you three language preferences: German, English, or French. And so I picked French. No, I didn't. I picked English. And it walked you right through. And then you basically just have to watch what door everyone's going into, because you have no clue when you've never been in that building where exactly you're supposed to go. And you just follow the arrows. I didn't even get lost, actually. So kudos for that, right? But I went in and I talked to her and explained the situation, that I'm here and what I'm doing here and what my purpose of my stay is. And she says I have to fill out one of these. I also had to fill out, I'm going to cover up the information because I had my daughter-in-law fill it out already. And I would say it, but I can't. So there you go. My daughter-in-law had to fill one of these out. This basically says, where she lives, who I am, it has my passport information on it, and, why I'm staying here, basically. So, and who lives there. And generally what they'll give you too when you're renting, I'm not renting, you get a thing. They want to know how big the apartment is or the flat is, and how much your rent is. But like I said, I'm not renting, so I don't have to fill that out. Then this little good handy dandy thing. This one goes to the visa office. With that, you need a copy of your passport, and they do hold your passport while they are making the decision of what kind of visa you can get. And it can be 2 to 3 weeks or all the way up to 3 months. So when you get here, if you've not been in the 12-month period, this is your first time in Germany, you have 3 months as an American before 2012 or 2021, sorry, just looks at switching things around, to come in and get it all done before you have to leave. So I am 1 week shy, and I'm actually longer than that now because I was sick and could not leave the house. And then the fun part, my car ended up with a thermostat housing crack. So that had to be replaced. And then I was informed today that also one of the hoses is leaking, so they had to order a new hose. So I was supposed to pick up my car today. I won't be able to pick it up until tomorrow, which puts off my going to the school and getting registered and having that. So I probably won't make it back to that office until Monday of next week. And I guess that's fine. The other thing they give you is this. This is a privacy paper and you have to sign it. So basically, it explains to you what they do with your information, how long they hold on to it. They don't sell your information, and that your information is secure with them. And then you just sign it that, yes, I read it. But you know what? It's all in German. So you have to, if you don't speak German, you're going to have a German read it to you. Or Google Translate has a photo option where you can hold the phone over the document or scan it in if you have a computer, and it will go through and recognize all the German words or whatever language, and you can highlight them and it will translate it into the language you wish. The other things that they like to have is your 3 months worth of financials, and I brought more than that because I wanted them to see that, yes, I'm still getting a stipend and this is how much it is. You have to have insurance. Even if you're just coming here to visit, you have to have health insurance. You can get traveler's insurance at a pretty inexpensive rate if you're only going to be here for a 3 month period, a 90-day period or less. If you're going to be here longer than that, then you have to get what's known as an expat uh, insurance, and there's several different types. I went with the one that I had read on several expat websites and on the German websites too, to make sure that it did comply with what they wanted. And then I went ahead and signed up for 5 years. I can cancel it anytime. I don't have to hold it for 5 years. So there you go. The invitation, that is not required either, but it helps for them to understand exactly what it is you're doing when you're not doing a traditional study visa or immigration visa or whatever. So I'm hoping for a long-term residency of at least a year minimum. During that time, I'm planning on doing a year's worth of schooling. So I would graduate my German with a C3 level, which you only have to have a B2 level to become a citizen. So that would help out. But while I'm doing that, I'm also going to get certified in the TELF program, which is teaching the English language as a as a foreign language or a second language. So I would be able to teach also while I'm here, or at least, be a tutor or something like that. They start, I think, in grade 3, they start to learn English. I'm not really positive, but there you go. So those are the steps, and that's what I'm going through right now. It's been very cold and it's snowed a couple times, hailed a couple times, but I'm enjoying myself, and I try and go out as much as possible by myself. And the reason is that if I'm with Deanna or her mom, I rely on them way too much to translate what's going on. If it's me by myself, it's forcing me to use what German I have retained, and kind of pick and choose of what words are appropriate for those areas. The thing that I have found is that as long as you're trying, the Germans will help you. They will correct your grammar or pronunciation, and they're very friendly. They seem cold and everything like that. They're not. They're actually extremely friendly and will take time out if they have it to help you. So on that realm, I am still very pleased with the reaction I've gotten here. What I have noticed is in the small town that I live in, not too many people do speak English. So I'm having to use my German more. And I actually had one person tell me that I speak it very well. But then again, those sentences I say a lot. So it's like, Entschuldigen Sie, sprechen Sie English? Or Entschuldigen Sie, no, I can't even say it. Ich verstehe nur ein bisschen Deutsch. Or ich verstehe kein Deutsch, which means the first one was I speak, or I understand. Verstehen is understand. I understand a little German, and the other one is I understand no German. And I actually understand a little German, but not enough, I feel, to be useful. And then the first sentence, entschuldigen Sie, is excuse me, sorry, please. You want to put a bitte on the, and I usually do. Entschuldigen Sie bitte. Sprechen Sie English, which is, do you speak English? Or I could say, verstehen Sie English? Understand English? But the problem with understanding English and being able to speak English, those are two different matters. I understand more German than I can speak. And it helps that everybody here in the household speaks German. So I'm constantly watching how they're pronouncing the words. I'm listening, tuning my ear to it. One thing I have noticed in speaking with some of my American friends and family, my tongue after a day of trying to speak German and speaking with the family and that is a little tongue tied, and my pronunciation of English words start to trip a little bit. So that is interesting. The other interesting thing is some of the words. And my daughter-in-law's mother loves to trip me up on some of the words, like water edge. So I'm going to leave that one there for a second. You don't ask for a bathroom here or a ladies' room, you ask for a toilet, and I hate that word. So I had to get used to saying that word. But then water's edge, which is Wasser is water, and edge is another word. It's the C word. It's the C word that you would call a woman if you're very, 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 very upset. And it's not a very nice word. I don't like that word. And it's used mainly in northern Germany, so I'm not going to hear it too much here. She is from Berlin. So, she loves to throw that one around at a dinner table and just watch my reaction every time. Because it's like I turn red and like, oh God. And then there's thick. Thick is dick, dicker, or dickin. So, and steak is steak. See where I'm going with that one? It's like I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to say that word either. So, and there's other words that are like, oh my gosh, do you know what that means in English? Yeah. So I'm going to be having to learn a wide vocabulary so I can get around some of the words that I refuse to say. But anyway, I've got you caught up. It's nearly been 20 minutes. I don't want to bore everybody, but I do appreciate every single one of you guys, and thank you to the new subscribers for joining us. If anybody has any questions, remember you can contact me here on YouTube. I try and get back to the messages as fast as possible, or you can email me at, got your pen and paper? I'll wait a second. Okay, it's CHOTIAGIRL @gmail.com. And you can also, well, I think those, oh yeah, you can, you can snail mail me. I still have my P.O. box in Edwards, Mississippi, and I have someone that gathers my mail there and takes digital copies and then emails me all of the correspondence. The gifts, I'm sorry, I have not been able to get. I do have some sitting waiting for me in Mississippi. I may have to do some sort of combination video where my granddaughter is opening them up and we can see what everyone has sent us. But to send snail mail, you would do that to Lara Chotia, blah, 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 LAURACHOTIA at P.O. Box 24, Edwards, Mississippi 39066. And whatever you send me, I will try and respond and answer your questions or whatever it is. And one day we will have to do an opening party, and hopefully soon, because apparently the room's getting a little full. So thanks again, you guys, for watching, and I hope to see you again. If you like the video, be sure to do a thumbs up. If you want to see something special, leave the comments in the comments below. And thanks again for subscribing and spending your day with me. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.